Good morning, Michael Masserang here again, and today I'm doing an inspection in Waxhaw. These customers have had a couple of encapsulation companies come out to address crawl space moisture issues, and this house is certainly very interesting. The builder put a lot of crawl space vents on this house, and you never want to put this many vents on a foundation, but at any rate, that's the least of their problems at the moment. There's a lot of odor issues on this house. What's happened is these encapsulation companies have put down a really expensive, thick liner, pool liner type product in this 4,000 square foot crawl space, sealed off all these vents from the inside, and they've deployed 3 dehumidifiers. And what that has done is it's changed the entire dynamic of how this house is built, disrupted the stacking effect, and these people can smell the change in air quality in the home. And the client is actually a doctor, so very interesting to have the opportunity to help a medical doctor that spend a lot of money for these types of programs. And I'm going to do an inspection. I'm going to crawl from one side of the crawl space to the other, and already I can certainly smell the odor. These fiber reinforced liners, it is a petroleum product. They do off-gas odor, and they've had this spray foam product put in between the floor joists, and those products also off-gas VOCs. And you can see I'm going to brighten it up a little bit in here. This is one of the popular franchises that's moved into the Charlotte market recently that did the last scope of work here. They put in this Santa Fe dehumidifier, and there's 3 of these in here, and the system is in error, so that's one problem. But you have a crawl space of this size. I would have never put this spray foam in between the joists. That was just, look at, they got it everywhere. Got it all over the ductwork. Made just a huge mess. How unfortunate. The stuff's all over the ground, all over the liner, and I can certainly smell the odor that's been reported by this customer. And you can see, I guess the liner install is okay. It's not the best install in the world. More of this smelly foam board, or I'm sorry, spray foam insulation. This is an engineered floor system, and they can carry a lot of applied loads. Standard 16 by 16 crawl space piers with a drop girder system on this floor system, so it looks fairly well supported. And yeah, this crawl space, we'll have to see. We'll take a moisture reading too. This is, for there to be so many dehumidifiers up under here is just unnecessary. And you begin to see the fallacies of these Encap companies pushing these protocols. I'm going to take a wood moisture reading here. Our wood moisture reading is only 7%. That's it. So the ideal range for moisture should be 12 to 14%. Really, 10 to 18 is where you typically want to be. At various, during the summertime, it gets a little higher. But once you're over 18 and you get into the 20s, you can grow mold. But 7% wood moisture, that's too dry. So an interesting discovery there. And you can just feel the staleness of the air and what the liner and the spray foam product have done to this crawl space. There's a little bit of microbial here too. Not terrible, but that should have been cleaned. This microbial material should have been cleaned off before this insulation was placed. So all they did was trap pockets of microbial growth underneath this insulation. What a terrible decision. See, these people are just nice people. They don't know. I mean, it just shows you the predatory nature of this business. And it's always interesting to get a call like this, because we're going to retrofit this crawl space, and we're going to put what's called an Atmox controlled ventilation system on this crawl space. The encapsulation company attempted to promote a negative air fan as a way to exhaust the stale air, and that's a defensive measure that they'll use once they've been called out for air quality issues. But putting a humidistat fan on this crawl space will do absolutely nothing. And we're going over to the other crawl space entrance. You see the second dehumidifier. There's no need for these dehumidifiers to be running today. It's a late March inspection. It's cooler outside this week, and there's absolutely no reason for the dehumidifier to be running. Another thing too, these duct kits. A dehumidifier doesn't move air very well to begin with without the duct kit. And so to put a duct kit on the exhaust to move the exhaust a little further down into the crawl space just hampers the functionality of the dehumidifier. And really, there's no need for all these dehumidifiers down here. It's completely unnecessary to have all this firepower. All you need is one dehumidifier, centrally located. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up strategically some of these outside vents to re-engage the outside air and let fresh air come into this crawl space, which will help to abate some of these odors that these products are creating. You got a little mixed bag of everything. You got a little bit of microbial growth, that awful spray foam they put between the joists, and of course the stinking liner. So today I get to be the ninja buster. So yeah, we're busting this place hard because these companies come out and give these customers, these people, they look like they have a lot of money, so they come in and they push products, and that's what they do. These people are way overcharged for all this. You don't need all this. The filter's dirty. Look at that. This is caked full of filth. This dehumidifier is inactive at the moment anyway, because the filter's clogged. It's in error, just like the other unit. So what we'll do is we'll move one of these dehumidifiers to the center, and that'll be a backup system, and then our fans will take over. So when we come back for the next part of the video, we'll show the complete retro. We're going to use everything that's here. We're just going to get rid of the smell by introducing fresh air back to the crawl space under the factor of dew point with a series of sensors to control when that air comes in and out there and get rid of the smell. But yeah, thanks for coming. This is really interesting. I always love getting these calls. I usually get about 4 a month with people that are unhappy with their encapsulations. And so if you're one of those people, don't feel bad, or give us a call to investigate. And definitely don't do this kind of stuff. Don't put spray foam in between your floor joists. Oh God. and avoid these thick 20 mil pool liner products because they stink. So it looks pretty in a brochure, but as far as providing real benefit to the crawl space, it doesn't. Stay under the auspices of vented code and you can save money, and we'll show you in part 2 how we can, if you have a sealed system, we can retro it very simply, reposition your dehumidifier to be in the right place, and we can get you back where you need to be. So we'll show you in part 2 exactly what we're going to do when we come back to install the system. Thanks for joining us today. We'll talk to you soon.